Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Jacob Parker, and I'm from Wendell, North Carolina. And today I'll be sharing a story about my emotional climb through depression, but not just mine. Tons of people out there suffer from pain and, drown their self in their own sorrow. For the people who have been in a recent heartbreak and have had their heart absolutely shattered, whether it was their fault or someone else's, or it was out of their control, the pain of a heartbreak is a pain that is not matched. It's a pain that you can't run away from or overcome. Love is one of the best emotions to feel in the world, but it's also one of the worst if you lose it. You devote all your time and your effort and basically yourself to someone, and in that very instant, it's all taken away from you. I've suffered from many heartbreaks and failed relationships, or whatever the case was. Sometimes it was my fault, sometimes it was theirs, but that's not what it is. The pain that comes from heartbreak is just, I don't even, words can't even explain what it's like, what it feels like. And all I can say is that it takes a long time and a lot of effort to overcome such a problem or someone new. For the people who think they're not good enough, or they try to change their appearance to match someone else's, or absolutely, dislike themselves in general. People who suffer from anorexia and bulimia. Let me tell you something. Whoever told you that you're not pretty enough or smart enough, bright enough or brave enough, honestly has no dignity at all. Or whatever you're looking at that makes you feel like you're not pretty enough, smart enough, brave enough, is something or someone that you shouldn't be involved in. I know that I have faith, and I'm not really worried about my self appearance or what I look like. I'm not the most muscular or the smartest or the brightest or the bravest. I'm not a leader nor a follower. But I am perfectly all right with the person I am today. I've been through a lot, and I feel like I'm awesome. For people who can't see this within themselves, there are things that you know in this world that I may not. There's things that you can do in this world that I may not be able to. I can't sing. I can't dance. I'm not really good at board games. You might have a talent that no one else has. You shouldn't have to change your appearance for someone else. You shouldn't have to change the way you look like, the way you dress, the way you act, the person who you are, who you've grown up to be, just because something or someone said that you're not good enough. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. You're perfect just the way you are. But if you can't accept that as a fact, then it's going to be really hard for you to go on and mature and, feel sanity with your life. I know what it's like to want to be someone else. I know what it's like to, try to act like someone else to be popular, or try to, move up the chain, or whatever it is. I know what it's like to feel that you're not good enough, or to feel that you're not, cute enough or bright enough or smart enough. I'm not good at math. I'm just not. I'm good at science, but that's just that. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Mm. If you believe in yourself, believe in the person you are, and you're brave enough to say it, you're brave enough to, preach what you believe in. And even from a non religious standpoint, if you're brave enough to do that, it can honestly change your life forever. And when you can actually do that, which will take time, it can, change your whole view on yourself. It's like looking into a different mirror, even though it's always been the same image looking back at you, your reflection. Depression and anxiety. The people who suffer from these are far from few. Depression takes the lives of tons and tons of teenagers and adults around the world. And it's something that I have and have overcame. I too once, sat alone and sad at the very thought of myself. Woke up every day like, why am I here? Who cares that I'm alive? I'm nothing. I'm just a speck in this world that no one is paying attention to, that no one cares about, that no one loves or is happy to see. And it destroyed me, It absolutely, unequivocally broke me. It's like every ounce of pain that I've ever endured just came back. Hatred for yourself is the worst kind of hatred. When I lost my mom when I was 14 years old, I had a tendency to hide my pain and my sorrows for the sake of other people. I didn't want to make them, feel sympathetic. I didn't want sympathy. I didn't want people to feel sad or sorry for what I've been through. So I just hid it with a smile or with a laugh or two, with a joke or something. But it wasn't healthy. There's a few people in my life that were there for me. And I'm not going to mention who they are because they know. There's a few people who were willing to help, but I had never knew that they were ever willing to. I could say some of them have saved my life and changed who I am today. Everyone has something in them that can, bring them to their knees and destroy them. But you've got to be willing to look for someone who's willing to fight it with you. Because you're not going to be able to beat whatever this is, by yourself. And whether that person, is God or a good friend, a family member, a counselor, or whatever, you got to be willing to find that. It doesn't matter if whatever you believe in, who you are as an individual. It's just, who you are. And it's hard to look for people because I know it's scary to try and find people because you're so afraid you're going to lose them. Which is true. Some people don't want to talk to depressed people or be around them because they're afraid they'll say something and they'll just hate you for the rest of their life. But you're climbing a mountain, but you're not looking up. Because if you look up, there could be someone holding their hand down, reaching down on, pointing at you, giving you hope, giving you the charisma to fight. But why are you looking down? If you're trying to fight it, you got to be looking up. Sadly, there is no cure for depression. There's an obvious suppression. of depression. You can go on with life. You can find someone that you love, a soulmate or whatever. You can have faith in God, and that it'll take it away. But there's always something in your life that can just bring it back. It's like a demon, you can't run from it. It's like your shadow. Some days are cloudy and you don't see it, and some days are bright and you can't run away from it. But it's those days that are the hardest days. So if you suffer from depression, or you have thoughts about suicide, or you self-harm, or you starve yourself, if you're heartbroken, just know that there's always someone there willing to fight. Because I know what it feels like to believe that there's no one there. I know what it's like to cry, and I just know what you're going through. I know how hard it is. And I am terribly sorry. I'm here to help. I'll try my best. But please make that commitment to yourself, whether you're watching this now or sometime in the future. This is the start of the new year. Just have hope for yourself. There's always escape from reality, music, fiction. One thing that I always did to take my mind off things was to make up my own fictional world. But it was never really fiction. It was my story, my life, who I am. And when I did that, it wasn't just my problem anymore. People who heard about it, they started to care. They started to wonder. They started to help. The hardest fight in the whole world is fighting for yourself. There's always going to be an ongoing war. But please, please, find someone willing to fight so that you do not lose that battle. My name's Christian, and I have suffered from depression. I have suffered from isolation. I have suffered from pain and suffering. I have suffered from heartbreak. I have suffered from anxiety. I have suffered from stress and many more. And I could say for a few of those I have recovered, and some of those I am still recovering. But now I have people who are willing to fight for me. And now I am willing to fight for you. Farewell.